Hello and welcome to another nimbleJS video tutorial. In this video tutorial, I'm going to give you a sneak peek at the polish, enhancements, and cool features that I'm going to be releasing for the October 15th release of nimbleJS and nimble-ide. My last few videos have been about performance, so I've drawn up a few diagrams so I can explain the difference between most of the popular JavaScript frameworks such as Knockout, Angular, and nimbleJS, so I can give you an understanding of the performance differences, enhancements, and memory management that you get when you use nimbleJS. Most JavaScript frameworks are single instance and follow a simple design pattern for the DOM that's shown in this figure, where you have the HTML document, under it is the body, and then you would create a single app structure for generating your interface or whatever framework you're using. I honestly have no idea why applications that use this paradigm are being accepted, and I don't know why they're so slow. Primarily because they don't follow good memory management that you can read up on. If you go to the Mozilla Development Network, they explain the do's and don'ts for HTML and JavaScript, and it appears that these frameworks aren't following them. If you've looked at any of my videos for Nimble, you probably get the impression that it has a pattern similar to this, where you have the HTML body, the body, and the desktop, and within the desktop you can run multiple applications. If you compare Nimble against any other framework, you'll notice that it is a notch faster than what is the mainstream JavaScript framework world, and that's because it has proper memory management and it's using the proper technology for the proper tool. But in reality, the Nimble framework is laid out like this. It has the HTML document, it includes a body, and it allows developers to create multiple virtual desktops from a setting within the IDE. Under each desktop, you can now execute multiple applications. The first year I developed nimbleJS, I did some extensive testing on how the HTML document works and how it performs and behaves in a browser. What I discovered was, as we all know, it's a node-based structure, but if you were to use desktop 1 and flood it with 50, 100,000, 200,000 elements, and you watch the performance start to degrade, you could switch to a new desktop and use the CSS display none property on desktop 1, 3, and 4, and by switching to desktop 2 and making this one visible with the single app, all of your performance returns. So in theory, that means you can have as many applications as you want running without ever seeing a decrease in performance, which is why I developed Nimble to behave the way it does. All the mainstream frameworks seem to operate much slower. They do not have proper memory management, but that simply was not acceptable for my framework. So I'm going to give you a quick look at what I'm going to include. I've added a hotkey functionality or feature within the October 15th release, and it allows you to switch virtual desktops with the Alt 1 through 9 key. You can have up to 20, I don't know, however many virtual desktops you want, but in this case I have 4 for this demo. The desktop that you're currently on appears here in your right hand corner if you hadn't noticed, by simply hitting Alt 2. It switches to the second desktop with a nice fade ability. Alt 3, and you got 3, Alt 4, and you're on your 4th desktop. All the applications are still running. The JavaScript is maintained perfectly, but we can switch back to desktop 2. And all of the applications run as they should. Back to desktop 1 with very little performance change as you switch between desktops. I wanted to give you a good look at how well Nimble handles virtual desktops and give you a look at some of the polish that I added for the October 15th release, and a good explanation, a technical explanation on performance, and hopefully you understand the difference between why Nimble runs as fast as it does as compared to other frameworks. Thank you for watching.